How did you get your name, by the way?
Freek? Oh, man, Freek. I was Freek before the music.
Oh, okay.
People knew me as when I was skating. It used to be Freek shit. I paid my bills from skating. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, that was kind of the dream, and that's how I got into filming. And
you do rap exclusively in Arabic. Like, why did you go down that route?
Bro, I think I learned English when I was 15, bro. Bro, I was Abu Dhabi kid. Most of my success or opportunities comes from how the city grew.
What's your process of making music?
Whereas I think I get more energy when I actually rap on the same days.
If you're secure in your craft, you're never going to feel threatened by somebody else's craft, 100%.
Right?
100%. Let's flat out. Big teams, big boys, right? My highs and lows inherit growth, Mr. Deeds. Went from juggling 3 jobs to CEO like I'm Steve. Never been a rotten apple, call me John Appleseed. That's how I bleed. God can see, no other man can judge me. Call him Mike, Mr. International, getting cream. Single mother told me worth, and now I'm worth everything. Went from Wall Street to Abu Dhabi, straight rolling in a Maserati with women that feel exotic. My life too prestige.
Man, you didn't have to do them like that, man. You didn't have to do them like that.
It was film day.
Yeah.
We gotta make a statement.
Exactly. We gotta make a statement. Last
What's
one
going
out,
on, man?
Flat out.
Welcome to the Last Flat Out podcast. We're your hosts, Mike and Jay. Please like and comment on this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel or to wherever you listen to our podcasts. Also, give us a follow on all of our social media accounts where we can be found at Last Flat Out Podcast, except on X, formerly known as Twitter, where we are just simply at LFO Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. You can find me at JLubriel26 across all my social media accounts, and you can find my co-host, Mike, at
If Mike was here.
Yeah, so today's episode has a little bit of a musical twist. And
yes, it's a pleasure for me to introduce this guest today. You know, us two being from New York, you know, home of hip hop. Hip hop turns 50 this year. So we're like, if we're in the UAE, we got to touch base to who I feel is probably, you know, the pioneer, one of the top dogs or the top dog of Arab drill music. You know, he's opened up for acts like Future, Gucci Man. He's done it all from performing at Soul DXB to performing at F1, Abu Dhabi F1. He's that guy to me over here when you want to talk about drill music. Let's get into it. He's been in Charlie Sloth's Fire in the Booth. I'm proud to welcome Freek. Let's go.
Man, welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, thanks,
welcome
man.
to the
Thanks.
show. Thanks so much for making the time. So we're just going to jump right into it. So we usually start off with a little bit of an icebreaker here on the Last Flat Out podcast. So I'm going to say a word or phrase, and I just want to hear the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
So you ready?
Yeah, ready.
Hip hop.
Wow. Nas.
Nice. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So that's cool. I'm a Queens guy, so that's good for me. I'm
Yeah,
from
that's
Queens,
nice.
so we're repping the
That's
same
nice.
borough. So a Somali trap rapper out of the UAE is definitely not something you see every day, right?
Yeah.
But before we dive into your upbringing here in Abu Dhabi in the UAE, I want to start even before that. You were 10 years old and you learned that you had no citizenship in the only country you had ever known, the UAE. What was that realization like for you?
I mean, I felt like I just needed to grind harder when I was so young, you know. If there is any competition, I need to like grind even harder than the competition, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really, I think that made me realize that I don't think a citizenship can stop anything of growth or a dream. I mean, sometimes it can facilitate a lot of stuff for you as an individual without you knowing, you know?
Yeah.
You probably don't even know it, but there's a lot of perks in it. Like that went, I think it's like playing the video game from scratch, really. Like,
Right.
it's like,
Right. So do you feel like that sort of was the base for you to just sort of propel you and sort of create the good habits that you have right now and that you translate to your music career and every other aspect of your life?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like it made me realize that, listen, I can really like something and a skill in any dream that I want to do. At the end of the day, like, I don't think my parents were forcing me to be anything, really. I don't think I had any pressure to become a doctor or engineer. I think it was easy from that perspective because I could have just ended up doing nothing or become an artist or a director. Do you know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
I really saw it from that perspective. Other than if I was this person with this citizenship or with this much wealth,
Right.
I'll probably have a lot of pressure from my elders to become a successful person, right? Because I have a lot of friends like that, and I think when I grew up, I'm like, oh shit, I'm lucky, man. Like, I didn't have any pressure. I just needed to
no expectations. I
no
guess,
expectation. No.
I actually had, like being the son of first generation immigrants, I feel like there's that pressure to be certain things in your life, right? And now, even now in my life, when I tell people I want to do podcasting, people are like, but you're a lawyer. What else do you want to be, right? Like, why do you want to go into this lane? Because it's such an unknown. And I think from their perspective, they just want to have a high floor for you, right? Rather than looking at the ceiling as to what you could do. So obviously you've broken through that ceiling, man. So congratulations on that.
Yeah.
I was wondering as well, growing up in Abu Dhabi, having the Emirati culture, also your Somali heritage, also you're Muslim, right?
Yeah.
How has that affected your music, or has been introduced in your music? Like, do you incorporate all those like the heritage, the culture, the faith in your music?
Yeah, 100%. I think you have to include all of these stuffs, because at the end of the day, you're producing a content to people that actually exactly like you, and they want them to be relevant when you say certain stuff, Even when you praise the God in music, or the way you say it, or all these things is vocabs to people that know it and know exactly what you're on. At the end of the day, that's how I started doing music from the beginning. I didn't think about anything. I just wanted people to actually relate to me and how I started doing music in Abu Dhabi, which was so difficult. Do you know what I mean? And I think my culture and the people's culture have something in common, which is these things that you actually mentioned. Do you know what I mean? That's just a no-brainer to not include it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And then also, so you're a former footballer,
Yeah.
right? And you played up in Sharjah, X Games skateboarder, comedian, artist. You have you've had all these different facets in your life, right? So sort of, how did your love for sports, skateboarding, and the performing arts shape your personality and creativity?
Bro, if you asked me this question 10 years ago, I'll probably tell you I wanted to be a professional skateboarder.
Anyway, to be clear, X Games is Tony Hawk X Games.
We're talking
type
about
of
the X Games,
X
Tony
Games
Hawk
for
type
real.
of X Games that
I
you
mean,
were.
that's like the stereotypical version of it. Do you know what I mean? There's like a street version of it where you can actually and now, like you see it right now, where like Lil Wayne is sponsored by this company because he's a skater. Do you know what I mean? I think this whole thing started way early, and then music picked up on it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that was my dream, and to become a professional skateboarder, and I pay my bills from skating. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, that was kind of the dream, and that's how I got into filming. And I started to film people, and then I started to film rappers, and then I was in the studio most of the time, and then I started doing music. Do you know what I mean? It's all
He's basically the Arabic version of Kanye West. So producing people, and then he blew up himself. He's like, I'm taking my own beats,
bro. Like, it's just funny that you're saying that, because this is literally it. Like, I saw the opportunity. I'm like, guys, why not doing this and that? And I just try to pick up on everything. And I'm kind of that type. Like, I get obsessed over shit.
Yeah.
Like, when I like something, I'm obsessed.
I mean, that's a sign of greatness, right? With anything that you want to achieve in your life,
sometimes
you
it's
have
not
to be
even
obsessed.
great. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I just want to try something, and that's it. But I just get obsessed, and I just try to perfect it. I just keep doing it.
But in that, you learn, like, you're seeing everything from a different view too.
Yeah,
so
100%.
before you even start rapping, it's like you're filming them. You're seeing, and when you film, I'm sure you film great rappers. So you film like, what is that thing? What's that difference making?
Yeah, and it's content-wise too. Like, I'm like, guys, why don't you just try doing that type of music in a drill beat or a trap beat? Sometimes some of your rappers friends might tell you, yeah, cool, but I don't think it can happen. I don't think it can work. I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, maybe not doing it the right way. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's always starts like that. And then they're like, okay, let me try this. And you fuck around, you end up with a track or a hit. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
without knowing, you know what I mean? It's just, and it becomes an obsession, bro. I start to do it every day, and after obviously like 4 or 5 years, it became a full-time career. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So was it during your teenage years that you sort of got your love for rapping, or
Nah, not
when did
even,
you
bro.
always love rapping? Did
Like-
you always like music? When did it
Bro,
spark
like,
up for you?
I liked music in general, but I had like genres. Do you know what I mean? Like it was
Okay.
years, decades of like just collecting music in my library. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I started listening to metal first. Then I used to listen to heavy metal, new metal, all of that shit.
What was your band or what was your group?
Slipknot and stuff
What
like
was your
that.
group?
That's what I'm talking about. See, in high
knows,
school,
this guy
I went through an
knows.
emo phase, right? Like or like heavy metal
I can
phase.
see you as emo, man.
Yeah. I like a little Slipknot every
can
once in a
see,
while.
yeah.
Slipknot is like, like it's a way different energy kind of lyrics and all of that. Do you know what I mean? And if you think about it, like it have a lot of similarity when it comes to like new metal, heavy metal, drill and trap. It has the same aggression,
It's
anger type of. It gives you the same darkness. I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, okay.
You can actually rap about similar stuff. You know what I mean? And it gives you the same energy. I think that's what's got me into doing music. I think I was attending concerts since I was like 13, 12. I used to go to local bands in Abu Dhabi. They do underground parties and stuff.
Yeah.
And just the energy, bro. Energy of shows got me to like doing music. Do you know what I mean? And seeing people like singing along to stuff, you know?
Yeah, definitely when you're in the crowd of a good show, you just
"Oh,
vibe off the
sick."
energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Sick.
I'll never be able to obviously relate to you because you're a performer, but I'm assuming it's like a high when you're on
It
the
is.
show and you see people vibing out to your lyrics and
Yeah.
carry on to every one of your, you can kind of sway 10,000 people in any direction that you want them to. And that's a lot of
Yeah.
power, man. So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
How did you get your name, by the way?
Freek? Man, Freek. Bro, Freek is one of those names that got stuck with me since I was like 13 or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
I was Freek before the music.
Oh, okay.
People knew me as when I was skating. It used to be Freak shit. You know what I mean? And then just for a copyright reason, now fuck it.
But
But yeah, I
it's a
stopped- I
family
stopped
show,
using it.
Freak. It's a family
It's
show.
a
We're-
freak shit.
For the
Bro, look,
Patreon, for the
it relates, bro,
Patreon.
look, to see a black person in Abu Dhabi listening to metal, skateboards, that's some freaky shit.
That is some freaky
Yeah,
stuff
that-
for sure, man. That is some freaky stuff.
Bro, I probably would look weird in the stage those times. Do you know what I mean? It was still early to see like
Yeah.
Lil Uzi Vert looking people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Nowadays,
exactly.
like, if
Now
you
it's
black listen to
normal.
metal school.
Yeah.
Back in the days, it was like, yo, you're
Now-
tapped. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And it was kind of that energy, and like, and that's it, and like, and I continued, bro. That's the good thing about it. Like, I'm still the same guy when I was 17. It's the same dreams, same ambition. I don't think I changed much, you know.
Right. So, sort of, we touched upon you liking heavy metal. Obviously, you're a drill rapper, so you like hip hop. What sort of artists have had the biggest impact on your sound?
Bands.
No, like artists in general. Artists, music. Is it a combination of
Oh,
everybody?
it's a combination of a lot of things, you know. Bob Marley was one of them. It's just it's like a state of mind, a statement, and what he stands for, really, you know. The speaks to the people. I think I love that in general. It has longevity. As soon as you start really having a cause,
Yeah.
you have longevity, and that really made me feel like Bob Marley was one of the top tiers, to be honest. Yeah, it's between reggae, metal, and rap. I have like, and yeah, I used to listen to ICP, Insane Clown Posse. Do you guys know Insane Clown Posse?
No.
I've never.
ICP.
yes,
I don't
I
think
think
you guys
I've
know.
never heard
Those
this.
clowns with
That's your
He was
Rolodex.
rapping in the class already. No, I remember.
madness. I used to bro, look, a lot of people think the music I do is niche, right? I used to listen to niche music. Like, I used to listen
That's
to,
a good.
do you know what I mean? So when I start producing, I'm like, imagine I just take
Yeah, but I
like
want to.
Abu Dhabi lingo with like trap music. I'm gonna get with a
Yeah.
crazy content. Do you know what I mean? And that's I always liked what people don't like. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
one of those things.
Well, if people hear your music, at least to me, look, taking away the fact that you speak exclusively in Arabic, which is our next question.
Okay.
But you flow like any other rapper that I listen to, right? Any other drill rapper. Like if you take away the language barrier, the way you flow is sort of, it is niche, but in your sound, it fits the culture perfectly, man.
Yeah.
Like it really does. Like it absolutely does. Like
I was gonna say it makes people want to like, yo, what he's saying?
he was
Hold on.
he was looking
man.
up the lyrics. He was like, what is he saying?
I'm like, yo, I know he's talking some shit right now. Like, yo, hold on. Like,
Yo, in one of your songs, I actually looked up the lyrics. I was like, oh, he's talking. He's jawing right now. He's letting people know that I'm here.
That's
so
fine.
it's actually, which leads us to the next question. Like, so you do rap exclusively in Arabic. Like, why did you go down that route? Obviously, your English perfect, right? So why Arabic only?
Look, bro, I think I learned English when I was 15, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like,
oh, really?
Damn.
Before that, I think I was
You need to
speaking
send the Dominicans
strictly-
back home where you went to school.
strictly. I was a Abu Dhabi kid. I used to go to areas that no one would actually like. If there's no tours that actually pass by, you know what I mean? Like, places that it's nothing is actually happening. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And like everyone around there, actually, it's a neighborhood. People that grew up, born and raised, so all have kind of the same lingo, and it has like anywhere else in the world. Do you know what I mean? It has that like code, and we had our own dimension that people didn't even understand. Like they're like, okay, cool, there's Abu Dhabi, there's Dubai, there's the tourists, but we don't know the people that like been there all this time. Do you know what I mean? And have a certain lingo or a certain swag to everything they do. Do you know what I mean? Like, and we actually belong. We can be anywhere in the world. Like we actually like third world citizens. You know what I mean? I can blend in everywhere.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about your story too is like I don't think that gets pointed out. Where all of my friends back home, they're thinking like, oh, someone's born in Abu Dhabi. Like, yo, everybody's rich. They're made there.
100%.
There's no, that urgency of like, I gotta get a
100%.
job. I gotta what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's cultures within the city of people that are born here but can't get the passport, Somali and different other cultures, things like that.
And bro,
I think
to be
that's dope.
honest, like people don't even speak up from that perspective of like, it's crazy how most of my like success or opportunities comes from how the city grew. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like if the city didn't grow, I would probably never open up a future. But I was relevant at that time, and then F1 came on that time. They got future. Boom, he's the right fit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just the right time, right moment. You have to that's consistency to me. Like and like if I was probably in the States, I'll probably still get like nothing. Do you know what I mean? And like I was in the right place at the right time doing the right content. Do you know what I mean?
Right. There's no linear sort of way to get to any spot, right? You have your own unique road, and that's the reason why you are here. You are who you are today, right? Because you sort of were blessed to be at a place that was sort of like a growing market, right?
Yeah.
Where Abu
And
Dhabi,
bro,
Dubai.
like don't get me wrong, like there was I grew up, there's a lot of rappers came out from the city. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
There's a lot of rappers in the city. It's just who's actually taking it as a career.
Yeah.
So you can get the opportunities, right?
Yeah. So what was that like starting as a young rapper in the UAE? Like what were some of the challenges? Do you have any fun moments that you experienced? Like sort of like what was that like?
And question, I don't know, because in the States it's more so people wanted to get signed to a major label.
Yeah.
Things like that. Like, what is that here? Is there a major label? You trying to get signed, or is it all independent? What's that process?
Bro, to be honest, like how it grew from us just doing music in the studio, and then we laughed when the song got viral. That was like 2014, 15, I think. There was a lot of us. There's a lot of people that actually been rapping way before me, and then saw the progress and how the city started to really perceive music. Do you know what I mean? Because there's rappers probably you guys will never even hear of that did mistakes in the city. They released music. They're actually talking about cocaine and shit. You know what I mean? they did some madness. You know what I mean? Bro, they all got phone calls that told them, yo, you need to calm down and you should not really copy exactly what you see. You should produce something that is so rich and has culture to it. Do you know what I mean? It's not really because there's a lot of copycats. There's a lot of I'm from the West Coast, but I've never been to the West Coast.
Right. Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of
there's a lot of those.
swagger jacking. That's what we like to call it back in the States.
And I think that's why the city took time and the country and rappers really needed to just build their own style, build their own narrative, the way they rap, the way they stuff that I talk about. I'm not even going to talk about what people do in the States. I'm talking about
what happens
you
here
know what I mean?
locally.
Or the lingo here, or even if it's like, do you know what I mean? Talking about I'm here, I'm trying to go to Saudi from like it's some real stories and like there's some real people in it, you know?
Yeah,
I
focus on
think
the
that
lyrics.
really played a big role in becoming Freek, you're that guy. It's like more of I was talking about my story to everybody else about it. I
exactly.
didn't want to be anyone else. And bro, like, and that's the reason why I didn't rap in English, because I didn't want to be anyone else. Like, I didn't want to sound like anyone else. I just want to sound like this kid from Abu Dhabi that doing this, you know?
Yeah.
All right.
I think that authenticity, that's going to relate to people because no one's going to come here I want to hear you sound like back in the US or UK.
100%.
Yes, if I'm coming here, what's the vibe
Thank
here?
you.
What's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
culture out here?
Thank
Tell me the stories of growing up here, you know? So
100%. Yeah.
Right.
definitely.
Right. And sort of, you mentioned a little bit of song going viral. Like, was that your foot in the music game? When
Yeah.
that one song. What was that like? What was the name of the
Wasn't
song?
Wild
Batali?
Kaleem.
It was
No.
Batali.
It was
Oh,
another
was it?
song. It was another
Okay.
song. Come on, it was
That's
another
what it was
song.
before. Like
That was
that
way
wasn't-
before.
No.
When
But the thing is, that didn't really change anything for me in life. Really, it just made me realize that listen, people actually can relate to real stuff. That I was talking about myself being unemployed, bro. That's the whole song, and it was like a parody of the song Versace, I think.
Oh, you
Okay,
did. He
yeah,
rapped
that
over
was-
the
yeah.
Versace beat, which at the time, it
was-
was like the hit song. So if you
Yeah.
couldn't rap over that song, freestyle over that song, you was not
Yeah.
it, right?
and,
It's sort of-
I released that in Arabic, and boom, everyone's like start sharing on Bluetooth and stuff. And then I got my first show the same year, and that's like 200 people singing along. It was my boy Alonso, and that was the time I'm like, oh shit, like god damn, you know. And we were just playing around in the studio, my friend's house. And then fast forward to Wala Kilma, that's when I started to actually like fly around because of music and try to really take it serious.
So before we get to Wala Kalima, right? There's that period between that first breakthrough that you had, where you were an usher at F1,
Yes.
right? Checking tickets, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then you see Beyonce on stage.
Yeah.
What was that like for you being in the crowd? Like, did you imagine yourself like, I'm gonna be on that stage one day? Like, what was that experience like? What did you think to yourself? Were you just a fan? Were you just like, oh, I'll see what happens? But what was that like? Because you eventually opened up for Future, so there was a 10-year gap. But what were you thinking to yourself?
Bro, listen, man. I didn't really think I would even do music at those times. I just wanted to pay bills. I used to get $40 per hour or some shit. I didn't really like. I'm just trying to really pay my bills. I was like, I looked at it. I'm like, wow, look at how big this stage is. I'm sure one day one is gonna actually open up for someone. Do you know what I mean? It would be sick because obviously I used to like music back then, but I never thought I would actually produce. You know, when you're actually under pressure, you'll never think about really
Yeah.
to do something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like it's far fetched. You know?
Yeah, it's actually funny because most people would probably say, like, yeah, I imagine myself, but you were just trying to pay your bills at that point. You were just a fan of the music. And then 10 years later, you're there opening up for Future representing the country, right? So, I mean, that's big ups, man. Like, honestly, like that transgression. How did you stay dedicated, I guess, to the music? Were you just like sort of like...
No, I was going with the wind, bro. Like, those 10 years, I was literally trying to really... trying to find a residency in the city. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
My residency was running out. I was like, God,
just trying to get a visa.
I
Like,
was stressing out.
they didn't have remote working visas back
Nah,
then.
but none of that, bro. It's either you're a student or you have work, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was really on that hustle, man.
Trying
That's-
to get my hustle. I was, bro, pure hustler, bro. And then I started to like get obsessed about a lot of things. First, the filming, like. I started doing videos when I was 19, 20, you know, shooting, editing, start to shoot clubs, you know what I mean? Start to shoot anything, bro, commercials. And then that really made me have that perspective. Even when I edit my own music videos and stuff, that gave me extra sauce, you know? It was easy for me to produce videos.
Right.
So I got a question. At this time, is your parents, are they like, yo, great job. Like they're seeing your videos, or
Yeah.
if you make the team or you're skateboarding, are they like, great job? Or they're just like, all right, you got your visa, keep doing.
Bro, I don't think my family didn't want me to skate, obviously, because it's just like it was dangerous, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like we didn't wear helmets, none of that, you know. And I was doing it for like 7 years. I started when I was 13, something like that. And then I went to Malaysia for a competition, 2010.
Wow.
Came back. I was that guy. I wanted to actually make it fully. And then I picked up the video. The video thing was actually what really made most of the money, really, you know, when it comes to like producing stuff and buying drones and stuff. I think I was shooting a lot of artists in the city. And yeah, man, I think that made me invest in whatever I want to do. Even like shooting my own videos, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So then you're single, right? Obviously, the one that broke you through was Walla Kilma, right? So major breakthrough for you. Not only gaining recognition in the UAE, but also being featured in the Adidas marketing campaign, right? Which had Mohamed Salah, also being picked up by Linked Up TV, which is the equivalent of back home of World Star Hip Hop, XSL Mag, right? So congratulations on that. And for me personally, the song's appeal when I was listening to it over and over and over. Obviously, you have a fire beat, in your face attitude. You could have dubbed for a New Yorker. He could have get a New Yorker pass with that song, right? And of course the hook, right? Obviously, right? And you repeat the chant of the title of the song, right? And which translates for those people who don't speak Arabic to basically not a word, right?
Yeah.
Right throughout the track. What inspired that repetitive hook? Because I think for me personally, when I was translating the words, right, what was the message you were trying to convey? Because it seems like it was a direct message to those who doubted your musical ambitions,
100%.
right? Both within and outside the industry. So, sort of, what was that creative process like? Like, what was the message in that song that you feel resonates most with you?
Bro, I never like. I'll say something very like out of this rapper context, but I never really like beefed any rapper. Really, like I was always like, it was personal, like personal people. Like you know, it's like those people are like that.
Yeah.
That my like life with human beings in general inspired me to do music. And then people, you diss that rapper? And I'm like, nah, bro, this guy like next door owes me money. Do you know what I mean? Shit like that. And that inspired me to say it's like very basic shit. You know what I mean? And people want to make it so, you know what I mean, crazy. Oh shit.
You would think some producer told him no. He's like, nah. Some corner guy at the bodega told me I couldn't make it. I'm rapping against it right now.
You know what I mean? Couple like people, like personal people that are not even that famous in life. Do you know what I mean? It's for me to actually get clout from. It's just people that, and people always take my lyrics, be like, he meant this guy that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So the song gets picked up on Link Up TV, and again, for the people back home looking at the camera, that's a big deal. It's getting picked up on World Star Hip Hop. It's like XSL Mag, right? And so did that song, when it got picked up by Link Up TV, did it like skyrocket your music career?
Yeah.
Was it, so it did a lot? What did you learn through that experience of being recognized on an international stage? Sort of like internationally outside the GCC, because now you're in London, right? Now if you get picked up, everybody's
Bro,
watching
it's
that
crazy.
video.
Like it's just the love from a lot of rappers in the UK. Like when that happened, my DMs is full of a lot of like great rappers, you know. And it's just, that was overwhelming for me because I never thought this can happen. Like me being from the UAE and trying to I can get clout or love from another country, you know what I mean? Because especially doing it in Arabic, because growing up, everyone was telling me rap in English. Otherwise, you'll never make it. And that was the thing, you know. And believe it or not, like that was the wave, because it was easier for you to play, for them to play your music if you rap in English on the radio. If you rap in Arabic, it's a no-no. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was niche, and people are like, bro, you going against the odds, bro. Like, and that gave me the fucking dopamine of the year when I actually blew up, because I'm like, oh shit, that actually worked, you know?
Yeah.
Especially like he gets Charlie saying, yo, I don't sell what you said, bro. You know what I mean? I don't sell what you said, bro. You know? It's actually it's dope, you know? It's better than someone telling me, bro, I get what you're saying, you're hard.
No, it's different.
It's
But
different.
that's exactly what I was telling you outside. It's like, I don't understand anything you're saying, but it's hard. I know it's hard, right? So
Yeah,
Charlie
yeah.
probably has the same reaction to it.
Exactly.
And for
Because
those,
sonically it sounds good, and
Yeah.
just this is what it is. I think I listen to a lot of French music. I don't understand shit.
yeah, it's true.
You know, and it's like there's a lot of Japanese rappers I used to bump also as well, and like
Really?
yeah, because I love Japan. I've been there a couple of times. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I just one time I bought a ticket to a local rappers show, and I went there, checked it out. Amazing, bro. It's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
And stuff like that, really.
The energy in the music is just.
I love that because this is
feel
exactly
it.
who I am to other people, and that it was sold out, man. The show was sold out. I was moshing with the Japanese. You know what I mean? I was going in.
You must have been sticking out like a sore thumb out there in Japan.
Bro, I'll show you the
feel me?
video. You'll fucking laugh, bro.
Yo, I love Japan, but the only thing is, you look like you get fresh. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Yo, the clothes don't fit, man. No, they
Yeah.
don't fit me. You gotta get the
And they-
tailors
they-
or something.
I
man.
know.
They build for
Yeah,
yeah, the
you have
Japanese
to
clothes
like,
don't
I
fit
have
me.
to actually like get up. Obviously, when I was there, I used to go to Supreme, a couple of, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
known brands. I can understand.
I be trying to go deep into it. Like I don't
Yeah, yeah.
Supreme we get anywhere. I'm like, nah, I need the Japanese brand. Like,
No, it's actually difficult. It's actually difficult.
So
It's
it's
hard.
hard, man. So see, he's tall and slender, so he's off the rack. He could just build into anything, right? You feel me? So you got lucky for that. And so we mentioned Charlie, right? So for those again who don't know, back in the US, Charlie Sloth, that's the equivalent to Funk Master
That's
Flex in New
Funk
York.
Flex, yeah.
That's LA Leakers out in LA. So it's a big deal that my man here, Freek, was on Fire in the Booth, which is his session, right? So were you nervous for that session? Like, did you feel prepared? Like, what was it like to like get called by Charlie? It was like, I want to do the Fire in the Booth here in Dubai, and you were sort of like the headline. So what was that experience like?
Bro, I think as long as I'm actually like speaking the language I'm speaking in, or like rapping my music, I don't think I get nervous, because at the end of the day, it's just something that I was doing it in the bedroom. Do you know what I mean? Like something very natural. I don't think I would stutter if I do it anywhere in front of anyone. Really, it's just that's that energy. I think the first time what really made me go crazy is when I got the message and they told me, yo, so we're gonna come here like 3 months, 2 months. We need new material.
Yeah,
everything.
you can't be putting some old stuff that you put on back in
Damn,
2017.
like that, I think that was the quickest time I ever wrote anything. Do you know what I mean? Like it was it. Like the lyrics was perfect for even the journey. Like I started to speak about how I grew up and how I started this whole thing. So it was actually perfect to say these words in Fire in the Booth. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I say it in my own song, but if someone got me, it would sound perfect.
The one lyric that stood out, you was like, yo, I was struggling to get a visa. Now I'm really chilling in the visa. I was like, oh.
Facts.
Let me get the
100%. 100%. And this, bro, these things it might, to anyone that has like a European passport or American or any of those passports, that sounds like, oh wow, this is just a ticket away. Like for us, it's like a
it's a process.
Bro, it's like, it's a milestone. You know what I mean? To people where I grew up, that's a milestone.
Like, yo, I made it to London. We're in the Schengen. We're in the Schengen area.
What are you talking about? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's something that I wanted to actually send a message to me, to my old me, and the people that I grew up with. These little things that people actually, where I grew up, be like, I get you, bro. Like, I know where you came from. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if y'all haven't seen that, go to his YouTube page. Go look up Freek Charlie Sloth. The backdrop is crazy.
It's
just
Burj
spitting
Khalifa.
fire. He just spitting fire.
When did you guys record that? It was during the
That was in
winter,
the
obviously,
palm.
right?
That was COVID.
Yeah, I think it was. It was.
That was like December. It was
Oh, so the weather was nice, obviously. Like, you're not going to be there.
No, it was the summertime.
It was
Summertime?
That's fire in the booth for real.
Yeah, nah, probably.
Hell on
probably
earth.
died. It probably died. Probably died.
He had the long sleeve on. There ain't no way.
No way. No, I remember. No way.
So here on the last flight out.
Wait, before we get to that, I was gonna say, so what's your process of making music? So are you off the dome in the booth? Are you writing it out? Like, what's that musical process?
Yeah, I'm not really that guy, to be honest. I don't think I can write prior to a session. It just gets more difficult. Otherwise, I might just write on the same day. Do you know what I mean? Of the session, and otherwise, I might not even like whatever I wrote to the beat, because it's just something happens when you're there at the right time. Everything just changes. It's just the energy. Do you know what I mean? And what I mean, like what I say in these kind of words, I think I get more energy when I actually rap on the same days on when I first time hear the beat. I think.
Are you like a one take guy, or are you a guy who obsessed with me like, yo, like I need to make sure this.
I think because of that, like the melodies and raps and shit like that, I don't think I can be. I would not prefer to do a one take. You know, I'm a perfectionist though. I have to make it sound perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there was that interview with Jay-Z where he was with Gail back in the day when you had to cut up your tracks and when you were making music. He's like, you just have to go one take. But now you could, remix, remaster and stuff like that.
It was dope. Like the fire in the booth was a one take thing. It was that kind of made me more excited because everything needed to be
The perfect.
This is what you got.
Because and he's like, like I thought we're gonna record it somewhere else. Like, no, we're gonna record it the same day, like at the same time. We're gonna shoot it, and that's the vocals. Like, this is it. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, sick, bet. It sounds fire. You know,
that's where it separates like guys who are performers and guys who are artists like yourself,
exactly.
right? Because when you gotta be put on the spot like that, that's why not everybody gets invited to LA Leakers or Funkmaster Flex or Charlie's Law because there's not a lot of guys who can do stuff like that. They need months to write out the lyrics, and that's fine. That's a different process. That's not their lane.
Exactly.
Right? There's nothing wrong with that. But
no. It's exactly. But it's like a sport, bro.
Yeah.
These things.
Yeah.
And the more you do it, it becomes so smooth and you actually enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? When you do shows a lot too, like I love doing shows. I get excited doing shows. You know what I mean? Because I think my music fits live shows. You know what I mean? More than like a bedroom or a studio.
Right. Yeah. So here on our show, right, we like to showcase people who are pioneers, right, in their respective fields, right? Take things to new heights, and the only way to ever do that is to take some risks and step out of your comfort zone. Do you ever see yourself as like the pioneer of Arabic drill, or do you ever put thought like I'm the one who's responsible for taking this forward, or is there something you ever think about? Do you wear that jersey on your chest? Like how do you feel about that title being the pioneer of this genre of drill music, hip hop?
Bro, to be honest, like I always hate this. Like to say it, like I hate like claiming something and say this is me, and I'm trying to really claim it just to profit or get fame. Because at the end of the day, like inspiration just flies around, bro. Like I'm just gonna catch whatever's gonna come next, and I think, and I'm never scared of catching it. Like the other thing, because this is what I'm obsessed with. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And like, but don't get me wrong, like. It's for the people to actually say it to me. Yes, I think it means more. Do you know what I mean? Like when people actually say, like, oh, shit, I appreciate it. But I think if I claim it's kind of corny, bro. I think it's in the air. People can just take it and, do you know what I mean? You can do it. If you could do better, man, let's go. You know what I mean? I think, do you know what I mean? I loved it. I actually loved it when people start doing Arabic drill afterwards.
Oh, after you?
Yeah,
it's good, right? Like it's good.
It sounded, and some of them that actually be like, yo, salute. Some of them didn't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Give you your respect.
But the work gonna speak for itself. So that's,
man.
You know what I mean? That's one thing. It's
yeah, exactly.
What do they say? Imitation is the biggest form of flattery, right? So I'm not saying they're imitating you, right? But if you're the first one doing it, they're trying to copy your style a little bit. You got to take that as
it's like saying,
sign of respect.
It's like saying, bro, if you don't see Future giving shit to all these rappers that he gave birth to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Like, bro, if there's a lot of rappers that actually sounded like Future after Future. Do you know what I mean? We don't have to really get into it. But like, there's always that person that is going to change.
I love that.
And
that's amazing.
I love, like, one of my favorite rappers is Future.
Yeah.
And I remember that everybody's calling him mumble rapper.
Remember that?
Like, I was like, come on, this is hard. When Tony Montana, right? Like, and he shot that in the DR. I'm Dominican. I love that song.
That was the one.
Yeah.
Tony Montana.
Exactly. He had that. It was different. It was way different the way he sounded.
Everyone dissed that vibe. Like the whole, bro, the PR shot on him.
Yeah. And now look at him, right?
2 years later, boom. Migos, boom. Like,
exactly.
A lot, like there's a lot of artists came, and bro, and this is exactly what it is. Like I think there's someone else gonna come and try to build a genre here. Like I'm actually excited about the next wave. I'm excited about trying to create something that's kind of different, and then people start doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
And the beautiful thing is, it's room for everybody to eat for, and that's how the music grows. That's how the culture grows.
I wish people think like,
Yeah, you
bro.
can't
Bro,
be
can
the
you say it
only
one more
one,
time?
like-
Say it one more time.
It's room for everybody to eat. You know?
And I even think in our podcasting journey, right? Like this is such a new space here in the UAE. It's like sort of relatively growing. And I feel like there's so much space and a pie to eat, even in the rap game, whether it's in podcasting, whether in whatever. And I feel like, you know, people who are certain statuses, they see us as competition, but I see us as future collaborators. You feel me? Like you should never feel threatened. If you're secure in your craft, you're never going to feel threatened by somebody else's craft, right?
100%.
Right. So if you ever feel threatened and want to put somebody else down, I take that as a sign of either one, you see me as a true threat, and there's just no room for that, right? We have to look out for each other here in these spaces,
100%.
and there's no other way to do that.
I think if you're insecure, bro, you're always gonna be for whatever people's around you. You know, exactly. If you're cool with your content and you know yourself and you have your own path to it,
Yeah, for sure.
no one should really cross anyone, bro.
Yeah. One thing. So we know you could do it all. You direct and all that. You produce. Are you doing that now, or you try to like delegate where you want to work with certain producers? Are you fully hands on, where you're producing your own beat, rapping over your own beat, and you direct your videos?
Not really. Now I started to really give people. I started to collab with a lot of directors. Started to collab with a lot of editors. You know, I think that gave me. After doing it myself for a while, I think it gave me a chance to work with a lot of people. You know, I don't think I'll ever tryna. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm starting to really direct again. I'm trying to really direct a movie, bro. So let's see.
Trying to direct a movie, trying to be Tarantino out here.
Out here, for real. Watch the space.
Watch this space.
Yeah.
So we're from New York, right? Obviously, opposite side of the world. And when people think of the UAE, some people wrongly, I don't agree with this, say that the UAE has no culture, right? So how do you feel about that? And what do you think people can find in your music that you think people can connect to? And sort of give a little bit of a picture of the UAE. So a two-part question, like what do you feel when people say, oh, the UAE has no culture? Like what do you say? It's Dubai, what's in Abu Dhabi, you know, things like that. Like,
Bro, when I used to be ignorant, do you know how I knew that the States? The first thing I knew about it? The first thing.
What's the first thing?
Tupac. And I'm sure
That's how you learned about the States?
that's how I learned about the States. Like, that's how I knew. Like that's how I thought. This is how people speak, and this is how actually people.
like beef
and bro,
everywhere.
bro, that's the thing. That's
there
the
was
thing.
bloods and
Bro,
crips.
'cause, bro, look. At the end of the day, bro, I grew up in Sharjah, right? I'm probably like the opposite of New York, like complete opposite of New York, or LA, or anywhere in the world. Like what I knew about stuff that was I knew everything what's happening in the region more than what's happening. Young, I was like probably like 12, 11. How I knew the States, I knew about music, really, you know? And then I started to understand, oh shit, there's like 52 states, do you know what I mean? Like, and then I started to find out about other shit. But the thing is, I don't think musically you should know about the country fully.
Right.
Like a lot of Americans try to move out here and then they change the whole perspective. Do you know what I mean? About the city, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
And I met a lot of them and some of them got married and they stayed here. They're like, I'm not trying to go back to the States. You know what I mean? And like, it's the same character that used to be like, hell no, I'm not going to stay here.
Yeah.
It just, most of these things, that's why in music, I think it's so important to actually give you the lifestyle of the country. And not everyone is rich here. Everyone looks like this, and there's different kind of communities, and there's culture to it, you know. And I think from that perspective, you can understand bro. I think if we actually produce movies and good music, people in the States probably know what we do.
Yeah.
I think because there's no enough media. And that's why I said Tupac, because that's the first thing I knew.
Right.
A rapper.
Right,
Do you know what I mean? A rapper that had a cause. Do you know what I mean? And like, that was probably his reach way bigger than a lot of things. And obviously the NBA. There's two things that made the States famous, I think, from my perspective.
Okay.
If you speak to a person that born in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know what I
No,
mean?
this would be interesting.
I didn't even know. If you asked me who was the president back then, I'd be like who was the U.S. president? I didn't even know.
Right.
But I just knew artists.
Yeah.
I knew artists and movies probably, and I didn't even speak English. I was just trying to find translation subtitles. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, and that's how I knew everything. I'm like, wow, there's dope music coming from this country.
Right.
That I started to know about the culture, and then I started to know about the States.
Right.
And this is what we need to do, bro. I think we need to really produce great movies. There's space to create amazing movies in the country. It's cool for movies to be shot here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think
Mission
something
Impossible.
should,
And I-
Fast 7, the Fast 6 are cool. But I think it should be 100% UAE produced. You know what I mean?
And I think really telling the stories, like getting
I
into
think
it and going
we
deep,
have crazy
you know?
stories, and bro, and the
Netflix.
equipment and the knowledge. There's people that actually, like I told you, people from outside start growing up here and they start to understand the culture. These guys have skills to create great movies. There's crazy directing move to the country. You'll see crazy shit, man, in the next 2-3 years.
But do you feel like it's also because when I speak to my friends, it's also how the UAE is trying to prop itself, right? Everything is beautiful and gold Lamborghinis everywhere
Yeah.
and fountains of cash and all that stuff,
Yeah.
right? People need to hear this side, right?
Yeah.
What, like I have a girl.
And like that's another thing. Like the thing is how anyone really grew up. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Right? Safe. Being born and raised, right? Anyone that born and raised in the UAE, it would be like, bro, those cars is not all that yet. Like, bro, we see it every day. It's not like I'm not gonna take a photo next to it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's true.
Like to us, it's kind of the value of cars is now what people perceive it outside, and it's cool. So we use that boom
Yeah, right.
to actually get the right PR, right?
Yeah, right.
But at the end of the day, like we grew up, everyone, I don't know, is like, I just fucked up my old car. And people used to drive when they're young. Do you know what I mean? And we actually used to be obsessed about cars here because it was there was a lot of them. And there's like, I don't know what made this place has a lot of cars growing up. Like, but everyone used to have cars growing up. Do you know what I mean? It was cheap. It was cheaper than a lot of places in the world, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. for
it was
sure.
actually, yeah. So anyone that actually moves there tells me the same question. It's like, oh shit, so you're like, there's a lot of cars. I'm like, yeah, man. Like, and I can take you to the what's that place called?
Do you guys have like the junkyard, right? Like
The
the,
junkyard,
yeah, the junkyard where all the
I need to know if y'all got an auction here.
There is.
That's what I
There's
need
an
to do.
app
That's-
to it. I'm
that's
not
what
trying
I need.
to
I
promote
need-
that, you know what I mean,
we're trying to get Lambos for cheap.
yeah, bro. Look, there's a lot of easy access to a lot of things, and just people need to think. And like after a while, when you move out here, you understand. Like, cool. I've seen 10 Lambos today. I've seen 10 Ferraris today. Do you know
But
what I mean?
the thing is, the roads are made for that. You go over to New York, there's potholes all everywhere. You're not driving a Lambo through that. You feel me? Like you're not gonna mess your
Thing
supercar
is,
for
bro,
that type of stuff.
Listen, growing up here, and I'm like, so I'm gonna go see New York. So New York.
Be careful now.
No, say the truth.
Say what you feel. What you feel about New York when you, as a
honest,
person who
be
grew up
honest,
here?
be
Yeah, honest.
Bro, the screens look like I was in Dira, to be honest. Like it looked like it looked I was in Dira, to be honest.
Yo, people don't know. People
brought
back
past
home can't imagine what deer
I went
is.
back and forth. I'm like, where's time? He's like, yeah, I just passed through it. And then we took another turn. I'm like, where's time? He's like, I just literally passed through. I'm like, bro, it's not as big as I thought it was.
He was
Obviously,
that-
that's
Ladies and
me.
gentlemen,
that's a guy being,
He basically just compared.
our tolerance is very high. when it comes to this
Yo, there we got.
He basically compared New York to
Tolerance,
Canarsie, bro.
Yeah, but honestly, real New Yorkers, we don't really like going to Times Square.
No, we don't. That's not
a
New
touristy
York.
thing.
You need to go back
So,
with
yeah.
us.
Yeah,
You
We
need to
take
come
you
back,
uptown.
yeah.
Did you
To
go
watch,
uptown? You went
Bro,
Harlem?
no. But
Yeah,
I knew a
Harlem,
couple of
the
brothers. You know what I
Heights.
mean? Like took me to places. I've been to Upper East Side. I've seen the good side.
No, you
That's
gotta
what
come
you
with
No,
got.
us.
I've
forget
seen
that.
it.
You
gotta
need to go
take
back
you to
again. We're going to
Uptown, Harlem, the
uptown.
Heights.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So-
I think we've been to Harlem. We've been to Harlem.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was like, yeah, we took a pass. But the thing is, bro, culture, bro. Like that's for me. It's just driving around Queens and like, yo, that's where Mobb Deep shot the video. It's just, I was gonna cry, bro. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you were
like the stuff that I grew up to and I just saw in real life is actually crazy.
You know what's crazy? Like even B.I.G. his neighborhood changed too. They still got his mural up, but you'll be like, this isn't where Biggie grew up at. Like, because now it's super nice, and it's gentrified and changed. But it's sick just
most of Harlem was gentrified.
Oh yeah, even most of New York is gentrified. All that's gentrified, bro. There's no hoods left. There's no hood left, right? Yeah. So, where do you see hip hop in the UAE going, right? In the region heading for the future? Like what trends do you think will emerge? Because you said watch out in 2 to 3 years. So what are some of the trends you think are coming
and
this
music
way?
in general.
And music in general here in the UAE, because you see a lot of musical acts, Wireless, Bread, Soul DXB's been here. Right now, the Grand Prix is making an effort to bring more musical in like big artists here. Yeah. So where do you see the UAE in terms of like a hub for music in the region?
I think we did the groundwork when it comes to like people see UAE as a destination to have a tour, And back in the days, I used to wish to see my favorite artist to just pass by the UAE, just to see him. I used to fly. I used to fly to Japan to see certain artists. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was like the closest to us. And now it's like, boom, 50s. This is the drop this all tour. Boom, we're there. You know what I mean? We're there. Like, I think, yeah, man, bro. How the country developed made us like. I don't think anyone has an excuse now not to produce amazing stuff because everything is just there, bro. Everything is just there. Like you can bump into big people just you're in the mall and like you're not really far away from your opportunity. I think. What are you gonna see in the next 2-3 years? I think you will see a lot of people doing music and trying to pursue music full time. I think this is the next big thing because there's a lot of projects that's gonna happen in the next 2-3 years that makes people feel safe to be an artist in the country or in the entertainment business fully. Do you know what I mean? Even when it comes to directing, doing movies, I think. That even podcasts, I think, bro, media in general and entertainment is gonna be different in a different energy.
This is how people consume information now. Podcasting, even through music, right? Even do some sort of like things that are sort of like related to those genres of entertainment and media, right? So, no, 100%. Definitely.
What do you think?
I think, obviously, I've been here 8 years, so. And I don't see myself leaving anytime soon. And we talked about this before. Like the opportunity here is crazy, even for us to be doing this. And we have visions of just taking, like, we don't only just want to be in a room doing interviews. It's like we see ourselves as media companies and we want to shed the light on the UAE and just culture in general.
Yeah, just culture in general. So for me, I'll be honest, like before I got to the UAE, I had some of the stereotypical thoughts that I had as being somebody who lived in New York and London. I came here just for the job, but this is a growing place, man. Like honestly, there's so much opportunity here. The amount of just culture that's being infused into the UAE is sort of making it a hub and a go-to destination. Now you hear less and less transient people and people who actually want to stay here for longer periods of time, right? For a multitude of reasons, but 100%. Obviously because you can actually find a niche here and be a pioneer in that niche here, as opposed to places like big cities like in New York or in London where things are so super saturated there, right? So you can't really make, unless you're like hard and you're super connected, like 100%. You're not gonna sort of break that ceiling, right? So 100%. Here you have the opportunity, like you said before, to sort of cut your slice of the pie and make your impact. Yeah. And that's what I think, honestly. Like I think this place is great. Now I tell people all the time, you need to come and at least visit. Visiting, we live here, so it's different, right? But me, 100%. I don't see myself leaving anytime soon. I sort of made the decision that I'm going to be here.
So how's the culture shock when you went back to New York after?
I don't think, because I mean, you've been in New York, you went last year and all that. We see all the crazy stuff and all that. So
you saw it already.
Yeah. So it's like, to me, it's nothing crazy here. It was just super peaceful, and I'm like, all right, I could get used to this.
It's crazy. Like,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
The one thing I get annoyed by, man, random. When you're driving, I hate the little flickering lights that you guys do, bro. Is that always been a thing? Is that the thing that just? I'm like, why? How are they going over the speed limit? I mean, how is that possible?
Yeah, yeah. Bro. I think it's something that like it's a habit that you get. You know what I mean? I don't know how you like how people drive. It just literally how people drive because it's actually a clean road. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, bro, trust me. Like, I think if it was because in London, I would never speed because there's definitely a hole in like 3 kilometers from here.
Yeah.
But it was just bro, I came back from London. I was driving. I'm like, wow, I'm driving 120 here from Abu Dhabi to Dubai, knowing
Yeah, right.
that there's nothing fugazi on the road.
Oh, but you know what? In New York, if you do that, people getting out the whip. About to start. Yo, my girl sometimes when I'm driving and I get frustrated because I'm going 140. I can't go any further. I can't go any faster.
Yeah.
And I'm at the red light, bong bong. So they flick. I want to get out. I'm like, yo, like, what's going on? Pop my stuff off. But I can't do that because I'm in this country, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just like, yo, people get real brave and they're behind those real tinted windows that nobody can see.
Yo, God bless Mazzy, bro. we're in Brooklyn. We're literally, I think it was next to the traffic, and there was like a guy walking trying to cross the light, and then as soon as the traffic turned green, he passed him. So the guy next door, bro, just hit the car, boop boop, because we didn't wait for him to cross, right? Bro, Mazzy came out with a baseball bat. Yo, what's up? That was the first day landing in New York. I'm like,
welcome to New York.
Oh man, I'm about to get locked up.
Yeah. He's just like, bro, that's normal. If you never do that, that's normal. That's normal. All right, cool. That's the thing with the stage. Like, people are on your face. Like, people wanna talk to you.
Yeah.
People wanna, like, after a while you're in Dubai, bro, you have my space. No one will talk to me. Like,
Exactly, right?
you know what I mean?
Oh, man. Do you have it like, so obviously to the extent that you can speak about it, you have any exciting projects or collabs coming up? Any sneak peeks you can share right now?
Ooh, to be honest, right now, I have something coming up probably like mid-December.
Okay.
Mid-December.
All right, cool. All right.
Is that, I don't know, can we talk about it, Hassan? Yeah? The
Exclusive.
64 thing. The 64? 64. Yeah? All right, cool. Yeah, so we're doing a Red Bull 64 bars. It's basically a project that Red Bull has that
Wow.
they do it internationally in each and every country. So they're gonna do one here. We recorded the song, me and Khalifa Santo.
Wow.
He's a producer from Abu Dhabi as well. Shout out to Khalifa. And yeah, we shot it. It's crazy, man. Can't wait.
That's
Man,
dope.
congratulations. That's dope, man.
Congrats.
Saudi? And I'm sorry, guys. I just have to take permission to what I said.
No, it's fine.
good.
We
It's all
understand.
good.
I'm a lawyer. I understand you're under some confidentiality.
I'm performing in Saudi for the first time on the 8th in XP.
Oh, congratulations, man.
Nice. Congrats.
Wow.
First time.
Saudi's
Saudi.
popping off too.
Yeah.
popping music and
It's
all
actually that's gonna be the first time in Saudi, bro. I can't believe it.
Nice.
Wow.
You got room for what? The last one or 2 more?
Probably the last one, yeah.
All right. So here at Last Flight Out Podcast, we always want to, highlight what was that moment or that pivotal moment in your life, the so-called last flight out, where just things changed for you.
Had you not done that thing, you wouldn't be here in front of us today.
Oh wow! It needs to be a flight.
Not a flight. It's
Yeah.
hyperbole. It's like figure of speech. Like, what was that pivotal moment in your life that you pivoted and be like, I need to do this? And if I didn't do that, looking back at it now, you're like, I wouldn't be here today.
Damn, I was supposed to go to 2010. Shit got rough. So I was supposed to. I'm like, fuck it. Trying to go to Europe and just live in Berlin. You know what I mean? And trying to figure myself out, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Shit was kind of tough out here. I couldn't even like have money or nothing, you know? My stuff was running out, you know what I mean? Expired date on the line. So I applied to Germany. I was waiting for my visa. I'm telling my family, yeah, I'm done. So that was the plan. I was supposed to go and not come back, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's an adventure. Go in like most of these, most of the people that come from my situation. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And then like I think the fourth month, I just woke up and I'm like, and I paid like I think I paid like a year of apartment in Berlin. I'm just waiting for my visa. Really, that's how deep that situation was.
Wow.
And then for the fourth month, bro, I'm like, God damn, bro, there's something ain't right. My visa's not coming out. It's been 4 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they were like, yeah, there's something going on. Then they were like, yo, they have a lot of politics, you know? The guy was so pissed at me, man. I don't even know why. Because I just kept going back and forth to the embassy. I'm like, yo, where's my visa, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Rent already paid for.
And then I got pissed. I just got pissed at the guy. I'm like, yo, how can I cancel this whole thing? And he's like, yeah, you can just, and he was so rude as fuck, man. I remember that shit. And then he's like, yeah, you can do this. He gave me a form, and I filled the form, and he just gave me my passport back. Bro, 2 weeks later, I got an email from one of my friends telling me, yo, you can get a scholarship in acting in New York Film Academy, Abu Dhabi, right?
Okay.
I'm like, oh, shit. Let me see how that goes, right? So I applied one of my skits that I used to shoot from my own YouTube channel, and then I got accepted, and I started doing like acting in New York Film Academy, you know?
Oh wow.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh shit. And then I started my self-taught. I paid for college, you know? So they gave me a residency. So I stayed in the country, right?
Yeah.
And then I started shooting videos after.
This is in Abu Dhabi.
finishing.
Now you're
Abu
back.
Dhabi.
Yeah, okay.
No. This is the whole thing was in Abu Dhabi,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
I think, bro, if I didn't do that and I left, there will never be Freek, bro. in the
That's
country.
crazy.
Obviously, because I know a lot of friends that done that. Like shit got rough for them. They had to leave. You know, their parents but retired. So boom, they're like, yo, you have to leave and shit. So a lot of us don't want to really go back home because that's really from zero, really. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're just trying to go to Europe or go to somewhere else, go to the States, Canada, or whatever. And yeah, bro, if I didn't do that, bro, they will never be Freak.
Man, big ups to you, bro. Honestly,
yeah.
thank
Love,
you
man.
so much for that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Good shit,
Thanks.
man.
Love,
honestly,
love,
man,
love.
that's a real story. So again, thanks for making the time today.
Love, man.
Thanks to the audience for tuning in today. Once again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, smash that thumbs up button, and share this video for the LFO boys. You can follow us on social media at Last Flight Out Podcast. You can follow me at jlubriel26.
I mean, if Mike was here, Freak, let them know where they can find you
Freak
at.
TV everywhere.
Thanks.
Freak TV.
See everybody next week, same time, same place.
Peace.
Peace.
My life too pristine.
Man, you didn't have to do them like that, man. You didn't have to do them like that.
It was film day.
Yeah.
We gotta make a statement.
Exactly. We gotta make a
What's
last
going on,
Let's
man?
fly it out.